Hello, my name is Martin Luther King Jr. I was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, United States. Inspired by my father and grandfather, I was a Baptist pastor and one of the greatest leaders of the civil rights movement for Black Americans. Despite being so young, I became aware of the social and racial segregation experienced by Black people in my country. Therefore, I dedicated my life to fighting racism and racial segregation through peaceful protests and civil disobedience. Mahatma Gandhi was a great inspiration to me. I gained national prominence between 1955 and 1956 by participating in the Montgomery bus boycott, triggered by the arrest of Rosa Parks, who was fined and imprisoned for occupying a seat reserved for white people. I and the thousands of Black people who walked miles to work, causing immense losses to transportation companies, were successful, and after 386 days of protest, the U.S. Supreme Court abolished racial segregation on Montgomery buses. Among other movements, campaigns, and protests, I managed to secure the rights of Black people and contribute to their access to public parks, libraries, and other places and services previously forbidden to them. But my I Have a Dream speech, delivered in 1963 during the March on Washington, with 250,000 people listening live, was the highlight of my life. In it, I not only defended racial equality and social justice but also described what a society would be like in which Black and white people lived peacefully. That same year I was received by President John F. Kennedy, who pledged his support for my cause, despite his assassination in November 1963. The following year, I saw my great goal become a reality with the creation of the Civil Rights Act, which guaranteed the long-desired equality between blacks and whites. I also received the Nobel Peace Prize for my nonviolent struggle that same year. However, my life had a tragic end. I was assassinated on April 4, 1968, in a hotel in Memphis at the age of 39.
Dr. King was standing on the balcony of a second-floor hotel room tonight when, according to a companion, a shot was fired from across the street. In the friend's words,
My legacy lives on, despite everything. I am seen as a symbol of equality and justice, and I continue to inspire people to fight for human rights. On January 20th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated in the United States of America in honor of my life which, although short, was dedicated to a very important cause through nonviolence.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.